Hey there. Hello, how do you do? My name is Harry Wetzel. Thanks for coming. It's the 80s, darling. Yes, it is. It is October 7th, 1984. It's my birthday. I'm 25 years old. Da 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 da. All right, I'm 25 years old, and Suzanne has taken me out to the theater, and we go to see a production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It was all right. It was. And then we went to a restaurant. Yes. And it was, you ever go to a restaurant that was so chic that you couldn't see a damn thing? Yeah, that was where we went. It was so dark, you couldn't see anything. It was fantastic. And I ordered the swordfish. I had never ordered swordfish before in my life. And it's sort of like automatically funny. It's a Marx Brothers in joke. Right. If you know how it's a Marx Brothers in joke, comment on that one. Yes. What's the password? All right. Anyhow, so and they've got one of these waiters with it. He says, "How would you like some fresh ground pepper on your swordfish, sir?" And I'm like, "Sure." I can't see a damn thing. He's going, and I'm looking as hard as I can to see if there's any pepper coming out of there. And you're looking in a dark room for black pepper. It's impossible to see. And he and Suzanne are beginning to panic because he keeps on turning the thing, and they're like, and I don't see a damn thing. And he says, "That's a lot of pepper." And I go, "Well, then stop." I mean, thank you. I can't see anything. I don't know. It's too chic in here for me to tell what's going on. Anyhow, I like a lot of black pepper, so it worked out fine. But what are you going to do? So now it's a week later. Now it's the 14th of October, 1984. It's a Sunday. All right. Suzanne is always looking out for me. She's always got a project going on. And if she can, she'll hire me to do this, that, or some technical position or something like that, a narrator. She'll hire me whenever she can. She's fantastic. She's always looking out for me. And this one latest project that she's on, there's no real jobs for me, but there is a prop that she needs. Yes, the play that she's doing is about a movie called the play is called Matinee Idol, and one of the props they need is a great big one sheet, a poster for a movie that takes place in the play, and the movie is called One Last Proud Chance to Stand Alone, and they need a bombastic poster with a bombastic title across a bombastic picture of the Statue of Liberty, and she wanted me to draw that for her. So she got me a bunch of paper and a bunch of magic markers, and she set me up in her apartment there. She's going to be this night, the 14th. She's going to be at rehearsal all day and all evening, but she set me up on the dining room table to be my studio. She got me a bunch of magic markers and a bunch of paper, and I put on the radio. And so it's very exciting. And Suzanne lives in this lovely apartment. She lives there. She's not living on 100th Street anymore. She moved down to 68th on the third floor, 68th Street. And Lily lives on 68th Street on the fourth floor. And they live in in this beautiful apartment building with a lot of molding and wood and all that stuff. It's just lovely. And also on the fourth floor is the Haynes family. Right. And that's a middle-aged couple with their brilliant teenage daughter, Avril. Yes. And Suzanne is helping out the Haynes family because Avril's mother is ailing, and Suzanne helps out with running errands and doing this and that for the Haynes family. And every now and then, Avril will come down to Suzanne's apartment and hang around. Hey, how you doing? See how you doing? What's going on? And she's brilliant. She's always the smartest. Avril is always the smartest person in the room. She's just a delight to have around. Anyhow, fast forward. All right, we're a little slight digression. Avril Haynes is her name, and she is actually here. You mind if I glance here? Right. She's the seventh director of the National Intelligence of the United States, the first woman ever to hold that position. Yes, she assumed that office in January 2021 under the freshly inaugurated Joe Biden. Right. Before that, she was the 27th United States Deputy National Security Advisor under Barack Obama. Yes. And before that, she was the fourth Deputy Director of the Central Intelligence Agency, correct, the CIA. Yes, also under Obama. Yeah, I saw her interviewed uh, in 2021 before before Congress, and she looks the same. She looks fantastic. I saw her as a 15-year-old, and I hadn't seen her since then. You know what I mean? And until 2021, when I saw her on TV, and she's 51, and she still has the bloom of youth on her beautiful face. She's aged quite well. It's fantastic. Local girl makes good. Yeah. So anyhow, meanwhile, back to the present. It's 1984. It's on the 14th of October, 1984. Somehow, accidentally, the baseball players of Detroit, the Detroit Tigers, accidentally got into the World Series. Yay! Da 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 da. And so they are playing the San Diego Padres, and they're having a baseball game today. And so I'm listening to it on the radio as I draw my poster for One Last Proud Chance to Stand Alone. Right, in Suzanne's apartment. Okay, so meanwhile, Avril is gonna tap 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 on the door in a little minute as I'm listening to the radio. You can't listen to the baseball game the entire time. If you're me, I don't care enough because I don't. So I listen to the baseball game for a little bit, and then I switch over to some music. And then you listen to some music for a few songs, and then you say, "Oh, you better see how the baseball game's doing." And then you switch over to the baseball game again. Right. So, "Under Pressure" comes on by Freddie Mercury and David Bowie. It's fantastic. And then there's a tap tap tapping on the on the door, and it is Avril stopping by to say hello to Suzanne. Well, Suzanne's not around, and Under Pressure is on the radio. So I invite her in, and I say, "Listen to this song." And we both sit down, and we listen to the whole song because it was just beginning. It was fantastic. So we listen to the whole song. I love that song. It's beautiful. It's life affirming. It is. And when the song's all over, after we've listened to it together, we're like, "Hi, how you doing?" And she's like, "Hi, how you doing? I thought I'd stop by." And Suzanne's not here. I explained that she's at rehearsal and stuff. And I'm look at my poster that I'm working on here. One Last Proud Chance to Stand Alone. And we're looking at that, and we're sitting around. And I put on the game, and then I put on the music, and I put on the game, and I put on the music, and it's just lovely to sit around chatting with. Avril's always the smartest person in the room. She's like a grown up in the room. Like one time where Suzanne and I are smoking a joint, and Avril stopped by to say hello, tap, 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 and said hello. And we panicked and hid all the paraphernalia because it was like a responsible person was coming in the room, and we didn't want her to be disappointed in us. Fantastic. Anyhow, always the voice of reason, always the adult in the room, even at 15. I know. So we're sitting around listening to music, and and Avril and I are talking, and I've got my magic markers, and I'm drawing, scribbling. It's sort of a scribbly thing that I got going on down here that Suzanne likes and wanted for the design motif. And Avril's talking about, magic markers, she said. What if they were real? And I'm like, what do you mean? Are these imaginary magic markers? She says, no, 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 no. What if they were real magic? And I'm like, ugh, whoa, what do you mean? Yeah, so you can like draw a perfect circle or recreate a pre-Raphaelite painting perfectly. She says, no, not so much that is, but when you're writing, if you had a real magic marker, it would always write the truth. No matter what your hand wanted to write, the magic marker would write the truth. And I'm like, oh, where do you get one of those? And she's like, I know. And so that sort of blew our minds. And we were just thinking about that for a while. I know. And we sat around and listened to the game a little bit more, and there's some music and a little bit more. And she had to get going. So she took off. And I continue on my one last proud chance to stand alone. It's turning out to take a lot longer than I thought. You can't rush art. No, you can rush craft, I guess. This is not art. This is craft that I'm doing here, and we gotta hurry up because the it's getting late. Well, anyhow, what happens? But if back in Detroit, the Detroit Tigers win the game, hooray! Over the San Diego Padres, and so I call up one of my Detroiter friends, Randy. I know he's watching the game, and so I call up over there and I go roar on the phone, and he goes roar, and we go roar, and he goes roar, and we're going roar back and forth, and he goes, wait a minute, who is this? I go, it's me, Harry Wetzel. Like, hey! And we're both very excited that the local team won. Yes. And so then I've got to get back to my painting, to my portrait, to my poster. And eventually I wind up finishing it. It took all bloody day. Now it's dark. The game's over. It's night. And I got the radio on, and lo and behold, over the radio comes the report of back from Detroit. Oh, the report is Detroit is so happy about winning the World Series that they started to burn the city down again. Yeah, they flipped a cop car that night, remember? Oh, yeah, and set it on fire. Oh, then it was just a little bit embarrassing, wasn't it? You know what I mean? The bragging rights for Detroit at the water cooler the next day just go right out the window. Yeah, I know. So the next day in the New York Post, they have the editorial comic strip, the editorial comic, and they had Detroit in flames and a burning police car upside down, and one cop and another cop, and they're terrified looking at each other. And the one cop says, "You think this is bad? You should see what happens when they lose." Ha ha ha! Said all of us Detroiters. Very amusing. Ha ha ha! We said. Ha ha ha! Anyhow, oh, you know what happens next? Yes, well, I'll have to tell you about it next time, won't I? All right. Like and subscribe and share and comment. Don't forget to do all those things and share this out to your friends. And I thank you for coming along this journey with me. And I look forward to seeing you next time. All right.